We have given you a little background of the 12 intelligences that are embedded in the IntegralCity GPS. And now we want to actually tell you about how it is designed. We have explained this in our books, but right now, in order for us to get ready for the conference, let's look at how the GPS is designed with 3 bezels. Bezels are like on a compass, where it's possible to move one set of dimensions while the others are staying still, or to move them all together. It turns out Homo sapiens sapiens has built several types of cities. We focus on 3 of the types of cities with this GPS. The smart city is driven by technology and industry. The resilient city is driven by ecological and ecoregional interdependencies. And the integral city is driven by the master code of care. The IntegralCity GPS tool locates these 3 city types on 3 bezels that can move independently and or in synchrony with one another. At the core of the IntegralCity GPS lies the evolutionary intelligence, which provides the energetic impulse that drives all the other intelligences. Recognizing that every city emerges along an evolutionary trajectory is also a core distinction of an integral city. The smart city locator is situated on the 2nd bezel. It uses logic models to track the logic of cities based on strategic, rational thinking using the intelligences of inquiry, meshworking, and navigating. It depends on scientific and methodical inquiry, research, and development. It collects big data, maps patterns, tracks vital signs, and navigates the city's neural networks for effectiveness and efficiency. The Smart City Locator organizes the favorite functions used by civic managers and citizens and asks, how are we doing in reaching our targets? Do I have the basics of life? Do I have a job? Are the stores open? Do buses run on time? The Resilient City Locator is situated on the 3rd bezel. It is like the motherboard of intelligences in the intelligence system. It's based on the natural systems we have inherited from Mother Earth. The Resilient City Locator locates our human hives in the context of their intelligences related to ecologies and ecoregions, their emergent responsiveness to local conditions, the basic integral realities of bio-psychocultural social systems, and their embedded recurrent dynamic life cycles. It relates the interdependent scales of our cities in terms of their inner city and intra-city ecologies. The resilient city intelligences provide context for the strategies of the smart city intelligences. It is used by civic managers who track the external conditions of the ecoregions of our human hive, asking about climate, water, energy, population, densities, to seek feedback that tells us if we are going to be successful at not just reaching our target once, but multiple years into the future. The Resilient City Locator alerts business innovators to threats and opportunities, needing remedies, adaptive strategies, innovation, and inventions. It activates a measure of large-scale systems integration. And working with these impact patterns, it leads us to the 3rd locator. The IntegralCity Locator is situated on the 1st bezel. It acts as the core intelligence chip that reflects the deepest intelligence of the human hive. It offers integral, intel, inside. This chip embeds the core intelligences that enable human systems to be the most advanced life systems on Earth. The integral integrator is built on the very simple architecture of inner and outer, individual and collective capacities. Outer individual intelligences include the external objective elements tracked by the smart city. The outer collective intelligences include the external interobjective infrastructural and systemic elements of cities mapped by the resilient city, like the electric grid, transportation systems, and the built environment. Inner individual intelligences include the internal subjective phenomenon of emotions, consciousness, beliefs, mindfulness, and intentions. Inner collective intelligence include the internal intersubjective realities of values, worldviews, visions, and culture. The true distinctiveness of the integral city locator arises from the power of the inner capacities, individual and collective intelligences that drive city life. The integral locator points especially to the caring capacities, the ones that emerge from our attention to living the master code, the capacity to embrace greater circles of care, from self to others to place to planet. Thus, we expand our capacity to develop habitats that carry and support the life conditions that we most need to be smart, resilient, and integral. And of course, this whole GPS is based around the center of the bezels, which is the evolutionary intelligence. And the evolutionary intelligence holds the driving impulse, the impulse of life that brings integral city GPS into real synchrony with reality and life. Thank you.